Hey everyone, welcome to Process Server and Messenger. My name's Nick. We're going to get the show started in a little bit. It's Friday the 13th. We got a great show for you today. And before we get started, just trying to spread the word, build my accounts. Go ahead and check me out on X, Instagram, Threads. I'm on patreon.com/process server and messenger. I'm on Instagram, Threads, X, TikTok, YouTube. I do YouTube Shorts. I'm everywhere. I'm all over the internet. So if you, if you see my stuff, interact with it, comment, like, subscribe, rate, review, do all that. It goes a long way. We're growing accounts. We're building businesses here. We're spreading the words. We're growing. I just did a thing. I was asking ChatGPT about growth and all that good stuff, and they basically told me that I got to be commenting and doing a lot more than what I'm doing. You got to be doing a lot. They're like, you got to be posting every day, multiple times a day. Not only that, but you got to be replying 60 times a day on all these accounts. Whatever you have an account on, you interact with other people 60 times a day. So we're going to get into that, actually. That's kind of part of what we're talking about today. Building, growth. This is just a reminder. Please like, rate, review, subscribe. Check out the content. It's all out there, and it's good stuff, and it supports a good cause. You're supporting a small business. And with that, happy Friday the 13th. Let's start the show. Then we'll get into it. Let's start the show. Hey everyone, welcome to Process Server and Messenger, the show where I like to talk about life as a process server, life as a messenger, and life as a small business owner. My name's Nick. I'm a California process server, small business owner. Sometimes I do messenger courier work, just building a business, just live blogging and sharing with the world what it's like to build and grow a business. It's fun. It's a lot of work and it's fun. I haven't posted on here since, I don't know, maybe I haven't done a podcast since maybe the 9th. Today's the 3rd. No, since maybe the 2nd. February 2nd probably was the last time I posted, something. And if you can't tell already, I have kind of a weak voice. My voice is kind of going out every once in a while. I got really, really sick. And that would have been Wednesday and Thursday. I was just living on another planet. I was not here. I don't want to go into detail with everything, but that stuff gets kind of gross. It's not stuff for podcasting. It doesn't make for good podcasting, but I don't think I've been that sick maybe ever. That was one of the worst couple of days of illness I've ever experienced. I'm not blaming the kids. I don't think I'm blaming my kids. It's just what it is in my head, from what I can tell, is you got kids, they go to school, all the kids at school get sick, the teachers tell you, be careful, everyone's getting sick, and then you're going to get it. These kids, they're just, not only do they get sick more often, but they're also like stronger and younger than you, so they just kind of bounce back from it. They get sick, and then it doesn't hurt them. It doesn't affect them as much. And then you're an adult and you get older. This stuff wipes you out. And Fortunately, I had a lot of work that I kind of was able to, manage and just kind of take care of business from home, emailing and responding in that manner. But it was I was a little bit worried, just a little tiny bit, because when you're running a small business, if you're the sole proprietor, if you're running the business, if you're the main guy, sometimes being sick and getting knocked out feels like a worst case scenario. Like, this might wipe out your business, and that's not a good place to be. That's a little too fragile, I think the term is. You don't want to be that fragile. You don't want your business to be that dependent on you, or just one person. So that's why I'm building tools, and that's why I'm trying to help myself out and kind of lessen the load on myself and improve the load that I can output and not have to directly be on the computer typing and out there serving myself. But in case you haven't noticed, my voice is a little off. It's coming in and out. I feel good enough to podcast today, and I do want to get an episode out. It was frustrating because I put the last two episodes I put out did really, really well. I got great numbers. I've never gotten that many views or listens, and the strategy I'm doing was slowly working, and you could see the numbers growing, and it's quite a grind, but you can see it pay off. And the last one or two podcasts I posted got great numbers. Best numbers I've ever gotten. I think partially it was because I wrote a good title for it. I got a good headline. I got a lot of clicks and views just based on talking about AI and OpenClaw and that sort of thing, and Claude and GPT and OpenAI. So that's kind of like a hot topic right now. And so I nailed it. Kind of got some good views, did some good numbers, did some good stuff. But then like immediately after, I got sick, and by Friday, I was not well enough to put up a podcast. I was coughing and kind of had a runny nose, or I don't know if I had a runny nose, but I was coughing. I just didn't sound good. I didn't feel great. I felt good enough to I was in bed literally for over 24 hours. I spent the entire Thursday and most of Saturday or Wednesday night in bed, and then Thursday in bed. And then at some point on Friday, I got out of bed so I can respond to my clients and respond to emails and let people know what was up or what my situation was. I didn't have anything going on for Friday or Thursday that needed to be done on those days that I couldn't get done. So fortunately, nothing was missed. But Friday, I was still not able to do really anything. I was out. So I didn't get one up on Friday. And then on Saturday, I completely lost my voice. So I Googled it. I'm not saying that this is what I had, but, I WebMD'd myself. And I think it's called laryngitis, when you get sick and then your vocal cords get agitated, so they become weaker, whatever. By Saturday, I was losing my voice. I couldn't get out 3 or 4 sentences without my voice completely I couldn't talk. I could get one sentence out, 2 sentences out, 3rd sentence, my voice started to crack. And by that 4th sentence, nothing was coming out. Sunday, I didn't talk at all. Sunday was worse. Monday was almost as bad as Sunday. By Monday, I was starting to get better, but I really wanted to put a podcast on Monday. That would have been the 9th. I couldn't even talk though. I mean, you can hear now every once in a while my voice is kind of cutting in and out, and I might even sound a little bit different. So it's been about a week, and I'm just about able to. I can pass now. I can talk. I can do this. It doesn't sound great, but I can get it done. But yeah, on Monday I couldn't even talk. There was nothing coming out. Sunday I couldn't talk at all. I Googled it and they said, don't even try to whisper or don't even try to do anything. So, I kind of just laid low this week, and I'm feeling good enough to put one out right now. And I want to kind of keep the momentum I have going. I don't want to lose too much momentum here. So I feel good enough to podcast today. I try not to serve too many people, only because it's like dangerous for me to get in my car when you're sick and not feeling good. That could be like a bad thing to be driving around, and then you feel sick, maybe you have to pull over. Or mostly what I was concerned about was being lightheaded and being like, that feeling when you're sick when you're there, but you're not all there. You're a little bit tired. You can like close your eyes and take a nap. And I didn't want to be in traffic and stuck on the road and be driving in traffic for an hour and then feeling a little bit out of it and then a little bit tired like this and trying to drive like that. That's just not safe. So I've been really low key this week while I continue to recover. I feel fine. My voice is a little weak still, but I feel fine. And yeah, when you're a small business owner, that's a scary thing because so much of your business relies on you. And when you're out, you realize how fragile your business is. The one bright spot was I was able to, but man, I want to go back real quick to the social media stuff because seriously, I mean, I think it works because people are liking, and I got advice from ChatGPT. I said, okay, I really want to do growth. I'm really not getting a lot of growth. Help me out here. It says 30 to 60 replies. I literally was on my computer this morning replying to as many things as I could. And after about 2 hours, I counted it up. I was like, I did it. I did over 60. I did such a great job today. I think I had replied to like 20 people. This content creator game it's no joke. It's a lot of work. I replied to as many as I could. And it's working. I'm getting some interaction. I'm getting more views, so that's good. But I just wanted to come back to that because I couldn't believe that they want me to reply 60 times in a day. Sorry, I just got distracted. I got a new job coming in. But yeah, that was crazy to me. So that's just going to be what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to be replying to everybody and you think you're doing a lot and then you're like, what am I doing wrong? And then they go, oh, you're not doing enough. Like, oh, okay, great. Just do more. Just be better and do more. Okay, cool. Got it. No problem. I got a couple things to do this week and this weekend as well. I have been receiving more work, and Saturday and Sunday are going to be busy days for me. And today I'm going to have to go out there today and, going to have to go back out there today and kind of catch up a little bit. I wouldn't say so much catch up, as just kind of, I'm on pace, I'm on track, I'm good. But I need to stay on track and on pace by getting out there tonight and tomorrow and this weekend. Got a lot of residents to serve. As much as I'm trying to build serve.ct.net and focus more on that, there's just good money in serving people at residences. There's a high demand for that, not a high supply of that. So I'm just gonna have to continue to do that. It's hard to turn down work. It's really, especially for me, like it's so liberating to be a independent contractor and to not work for attorney services directly. I work with them now. Like they send me work. They ask me if I can do it and what's my fee, and then I tell them the fee and I send them an invoice. And being able to have that, excuse me, being able to work like that as opposed to working kind of like as an employee of an attorney service company and just doing high volume, low fees. I mean, that works for some things. That works for CT Corp for me personally, but man, this is the way. This is the way to go. You got to be independent. Or I guess you don't have to. I do, though. At the very least, you have your life and your time more under control. And if you have a family and a wife and kids, that's just, yeah, because these attorney services they'll work you to the bone. They'll work you, they'll grind you down. Not the ones I work. I'm not talking about the ones I work with and partner with. I feel like we're more partners. Like they need coverage. They're not, they're not asking me to do, man, I don't want to name names, but people will be asking you to do 5 or 10 attempts for $20, It's like, come on. I mean, that is, yikes. You're not even living anymore. I have a real soft spot for the working class and for people out there who are driving and delivering and people out there who are working and independent contractors. That's what I'm all about. That's what I'm into. And that's just the direction I'm going. So, and I appreciate the people I partner with. I appreciate the attorney service companies that I work with. But not all of them are, I'm not fans of all of them. I got my glass of water here because I'm losing my voice a little bit. This is the most I've talked in a week. Okay, speaking of being a small business owner, speaking of when you're sick and you're out and you're the only one doing the work and so your business slows down. With that in mind, I've been building an AI agent to help me. I don't have any employees. I can't employ anybody. I need a computer agent that's going to help me accomplish my goals and do some things that computers can do that I'm doing right now on my own, but I can automate it. I'm going to pull it up on this thing over here. I have my phone recording my screen. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I set up OBS, recording software on I have a really small, weak computer over here. So I don't like to put too many things on it, but I have I think I'm going to open up the recording software and, yeah, I think I'm going to open up this recording software so I can share this screen with you while I talk my way through it. if I can get it open. Open my OBS with. So I have an agent over here that I've been building on a Raspberry Pi 5. It's gone through various stages of development, I guess you could say. I'm what they call a vibe coder. I've been reading on the internet. I'm not even a vibe coder. I'm not even at that level. I'm whatever level. I'm on the lowest level of respect here. Just a moment. I'm going to pull this up. Hold on. We're going to get this up. I'm trying to get my screen recording program up and running so that I can show you exactly what I'm building here. I guess while I do that, what I want to, what's important, I'm building an agent because my business needs help. I need to grow. I need to make money. And you hear all the time about AI and how it's going to be this tremendous, powerful tool for business, and how we're in the AI tech explosion revolution. And, the thing is, when you read the headlines, all you ever see is you see a whole lot of people losing jobs because of AI. You don't see a whole lot of like small businesses. You don't see a whole lot of small businesses using AI to make their lives any easier. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. And if I can do this, if I can be the guy that makes this work for me and makes AI work for me, that's the whole point, right? That's all we're trying to do here. We're trying to make this work for us, for the small businesses. We don't want to get railroaded by this wave of technology that's going to pass us all by and replace us. You want to capture it and use it. So I've been tinkering with building an AI agent on this tiny, cheap computer too, because that's the other part of it is you go, okay, I'm going to get into it. I'm going to get into AI and programming, and I'm going to learn this so that it helps me in my small business. And the next thing you know, they're telling you like, you got to buy a $4,000 computer and you got to buy a $200 a month subscription. And all right, here we go. Nailed it. And you got to buy this and you got to buy that. And you got to spend a buttload of money. And you're going, this is not what I got into it for. I didn't get into this so that I can give Apple and all these tech companies every last dollar I have. This has got to work for me. This has got to be manageable. This has got to be, this has got to work for me somehow. Right? This has got to make sense. If it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. So I've been trying to bridge that gap as a small business owner, and I was sick. Okay, I talked about that, being sick last week, or for the last week, and that was the one light I mean, one good thing that happened with being sick was I was able to spend a lot of time tinkering around with this agent, and I made some changes. I made some changes. Okay. I made a few changes, and we'll go into this right now. I'm asking. What I do is I have a internet browser open where I run ChatGPT, and then I have my terminal open where I can copy and paste the commands into the terminal. And so I'm not really a vibe coder. I'm just a copy paste guy. And I saw somebody make a comment on that I didn't like. Let's see. Copying code is not vibe coding. That's what this person put. And I just felt like, man, I'm trying, okay? Like there's computer programmers and computer scientists, and like I think that's really cool, and I aspire to that, and I think those people are great. But that's just not me. I've been trying to learn programming and computers and stuff for about 5 years now. And I have dozens of books that I read through, and I'm trying to teach myself. And on the one hand, I think I've made a lot of progress in 6 years. On the other hand, I feel like I haven't learned anything. And I've barely just started building something. And I'm only doing that because I can copy and paste code from ChatGPT. So there's a little bit of, I think they call that imposter syndrome, where you feel like you're getting involved in something only to find out that there's a million billion people who know a million billion things more than you. And you're the last person to learn, and you just feel like it's overwhelming and it could be too much. But I'm kind of a kook. I don't mind that stuff as much. You could say what you want. I'm doing it. Okay. I'm not even at the level of vibe coder. I'm a copy paste coder. I want to be a vibe coder. Like that would be great if I could be a vibe coder. Maybe I'm there. I'm not giving myself enough credit, but yeah, I'm building this thing whether these nerds like it or not. And okay, so the whole point is, as a small business owner, you want your agent to work for you. You want this new emerging technology. You want to capture it and use it. And if people like you or me can't capture this and use it and benefit from it, then it's a scam. It's a rug pull. It's just market manipulation. If it's just only good for stock price and firing people, then it's good for nothing. If you and I can't use it or figure it out, then forget it. So that's the whole purpose for why I built this. And let's get into it a little bit. And I know I'm all over the place, but this is like the learning process for me. It's go off on one thing and then branch off to something else, branch off to something else. I feel like I'm spiraling down one rabbit hole after another. I have one question about this, and that leads to 10 other questions, and that leads to 30 more questions. So I guess that's just how we're going to do it. I asked ChatGPT to describe my agent stack. So this is the stack. That's like the multiple programs and the order of operations I have to make this system run. I have the Raspberry Pi 5. I have the Raspberry Pi OS running on it. I haven't installed any other operating system. I'm just using the one that comes with the Raspberry Pi. And if you're not familiar with the Raspberry Pi, what is this, 8 gigabyte RAM? It's tiny. It's a tiny compute. Let's see if I can. No, I don't want to touch it. It's tiny. It's like this big. It's a box. It's just a little little board with I don't know the inside of the computer yet, but it's a tiny computer. Very weak, not powerful at all, not a lot of memory, not a lot of, I don't know hardware. That's the next level, learn hardware. It's a learning computer. It's like what you give like a elementary school kid to learn programming and to learn computers. And I got it for learning, and I got it so that I can have I kind of wanted to limit myself. I didn't want to. Sometimes you're learning computers and hardware and software, and you're learning programming, and it just seems like too much. So I felt like if I could start as small as possible, that would be the best place for me to not get confused. Also, my stepfather-in-law, I think that's what it is, stepfather-in-law, he was talking about how cool they are, and he likes Raspberry Pis. So I got one because he hyped it up, and I for a while I had it sitting there doing nothing. And it's a really cheap. This thing's like $150. It's not an expensive computer, and that's part of what I was saying before. Is if this AI and if these tools can't work for us, and if they can't be affordable, and if you got to spend $5,000 to operate this thing, no. I want it to run on bare bones. I want it to run as cheaply as possible, and I want to put it to work. So that's the hardware. It's the Raspberry Pi 5 with the Raspberry Pi operating system. It's local. It doesn't depend on the cloud. So I don't have to be on. It's just here in my house. It's connected to Wi-Fi. So there you go. The model runtime I use is llama.cpp. Previously, I was using something called OpenLlama, but I saw a tweet from somebody that said OpenLlama was a steal. I don't even want to repeat it because I don't know anything about OpenLlama, but they didn't say nice things about OpenLlama, and I don't want to endorse this, or I don't want to do any beefs with anybody. I don't know enough about these people. I don't want to say anything bad or, influence people in any way about these things. But let's just say when I follow you on X, and if I'm following you and I like your content and you say something, I might implement it. I don't even know you. I've never met you, but I give you a real quick vibe check. And if I'm down, I saw a tweet from somebody who said, who I just followed like within a couple of days, and he said, "Oh, don't use Ollama, use one of these other options." And so I said, "Fine, that's what I'll do. I don't know if what you're saying is true. I don't know anything about what you're saying. I'm just going to jump right into it." So I used llama.cpp, and this is the model runtime. So it's not the language model, but it's the runtime that the language model uses. You have to have this program running the language model. The language model doesn't run itself, and this program doesn't run language models by itself. So you have to have the one and the two, the runtime and the model. It's the agent's brain. So I use a llama.cpp, and the language model it's using is Qwen 2.5, QWEN 2.5. It's strong reasoning, summarization, extraction. It's the thinking component. It's the language model, and then so this is the thing that does the reasoning and the summarizing and the drafting. This does the language. This is like when you go to ChatGPT and you're talking to it. That's a language model. The real tricky part, the real part that takes all the tinkering, the part that I've been noodling around with is the agent orchestrator. Okay, this is the conductor of the system. And I just use Python. I just have a Python files that kind of tell it what to do. So you make a file with all the Python in it, and Python's a programming language that executes what the language model comes up with. So the Python's going to invoke, it's going to decide, it's going to call tools. It's going to call the tools from your computer, and it's going to feed the results to the model. And then the model might give other things back that you should do. And then the Python is going to take the language and put it back in. It takes input and it feeds output. It's the tools, it's the execution, it's the conductor. Getting this Python file right is where I spend a lot of my vibe coding time, is giving it something. So I'm going to pop this window open for you and show you the different ways that I've been using AI agents. There's two things I've been doing. Number one is I have my agent, and I have a command for it in my terminal. I type agent, and it opens. And you can tell it, this is where you're saying hello. I should be, see, I messed with it so much. This is what I do. It's not working. It's not working correct. We'll get into that later, but here's another thing that I've been doing. Because I have because I have ChatGPT and I'm subscribed $20 a month, I have access to Codex. So that's another agent that's built by OpenAI that I can run right here in the terminal. This one, I've been using both. So like Codex is built by OpenAI, and it's up and running, and it's an agent, and you can use it. And I have used it. I would like to build my own agent back to being functional, more custom. I build it myself and I learn, but until I get that up and running, I've been using OpenAI. Their Codex, which is their agent. So I can directly go to the I can say, look, make a file on my desktop called hello, and put text in the body that says hi. So let's see how this works. So this is what I mean, AI agent. You're no longer opening a file and writing hi and saving it. You're telling the computer directly, do this task for me. So I'm filming my screen right now, and I said, make a file. And there it is. Hello? Hi. So that's a good demo for what we can do. I just told my computer directly. I told the agent has access to my computer. And I just said, do this thing for me. Boom, there it is. I just used the OpenAI Codex. My agent that I'm building is too broken to do that. Let's talk more about my agent. Because this agent, I spent a lot of time on it, and it's really not working now because I had it working, and you tinker with it and it stops working. It's all about making that Python files just tinkering with it and continuing to organize that. And one of the things you want it to do is have like a memory. You want it to remember what you've been doing, and kind of as you use it more, it remembers. It doesn't remember. It's not a person, but it has a database that it can recall what you want it to do and what you've told it to do in the past. And that way it's actually functioning. It's not just an agent that's every single time you're interacting with it. It doesn't remember you. It's every interaction is new. You want something that'll remember you, remember what you like, remember your habits, remember what you're asking for it to do. So one of the things I did, and this is all through a ChatGPT. I'm asking ChatGPT, what do I do next? Why do I want to do this? What's the deal? And we had to build a database. I think I'm on, man, don't hang me for this. SQLite, SQLite. I'm going to call it SQLite just because that's what my brain says. I don't care if it's wrong. I'm a kook. I'm doing this myself. You can, in the comments, you can tell me what it is, but you got to make a database. You got to make a database, like any other database that you would have at any other business or company. And your agent has to have access to that database and be able to add to the database and recall from it. So after I built the agent, we vibe coded a database. So that way the things that go in, it can remember what I've requested in the past, and it can kind of build and grow from there, it's kind of like the memory of the agent. So I'll wait for that to answer. It's answering right now. Again, I'm on this Raspberry Pi that's super slow, so a lot of the things I do on here take a long time, which is fine. I'm not really built for speed right now. But one of the important things I learned about, let's say, computers in general, programming, computer programming, building, vibe coding, one of the big important things that, like, it's not so much about coding and building something. It's more about knowing yourself and knowing what you want to accomplish. Exactly. You really have to nail down what you want it to do to as precise detail as possible, because you start building something and you're adding features and it says you should build a database and you should add this, and if you change this, it'll run better and it'll be smarter, and after a while you have to say, am I adding features to this thing just because? And it's getting heavier, it's getting slower. Sorry. You can see my dog out there. He got himself into a corner. But anyways, that's like a very important part of computers and building and software and programming is, before you build anything, you got to think about what you're building and think about what you want it to do, and think about exactly what you want it to do, not just kind of have an idea of what you think you want it to do. These computers, they're only going to do what you tell them to do, and nothing more and nothing less. So you have to really, truly, like, have you got to spend a lot of time before you build this AI agent thinking about, what do I want it to do exactly? Because you can't build it until you know what you want to build. And I know it sounds silly, but I can't stress enough how detailed you have to be when you're thinking about how you want this thing to operate. So after I built it, and it really doesn't work or function very well right now, but let's go to Codex. What I built was explain my producer agent. I built using Codex. I have an agent that I built on my own. I mean, well, not my own. I'm copying and pasting from ChatGPT, but what do you mean? Explain what my sorry, man. We built this thing. I'm a producer agent with Codex, and what I wanted it to do was help me make content and help me. The number one thing I need right now with my business is marketing and growing, having more clients, and getting more work coming in. I've got the serving part down. I've got the. I don't need AI to serve anybody. I don't need AI to. Maybe one day the AI can help me with the proofs of service, but making the proofs of service right now is not a limiting factor to my business. The problem with my business is not that I can't get proofs of service. Correctly out there and quickly enough. But the problem with my business is I need more business. I need more clients. So I built this producer agent to help me with my marketing. And what essentially we did was I have a little README file open right now. It converts a transcript of this so I'm filming the podcast. I take a transcript of the podcast. Once I'm producing it, I can generate a transcript, and then I put that in this input. I did that with one of them. I make a PDF file with the transcript of this podcast. It extracts the full text from the PDF, builds a single combined prompt, writes outputs into a timestamp folder, archives the original PDF. I input the PDF transcript and then I run the agent. And what it will output to me. I'll show it right here. It'll output to me a command. It'll output to me because I ran it once. Input. Where's the output? Yeah, it'll make this a prompt. This was the prompt that it made for me the last time. So what you're supposed to do is you take this prompt, copy paste it, and you put it in. Oh man, that's not working. See, I got a slow computer. That's what happens. You put this prompt into ChatGPT. It has all the prompt instructions, and then it'll generate a PDF. I mean, I wish the ChatGPT was working because I've looked at this and it's pretty okay. I'm pretty happy with what it made. It's just it'll output. So It'll output. My agent takes my transcript, reads it, and then makes a prompt. You take that prompt, you put it into ChatGPT, and it'll give you this, an action plan. And it says, here's where you want to clip. Here's your timestamp. Here's your hook. Here's your summary. Here's your caption. Here's you can put a thumbnail, text, and it's helping me create clips, because one of the best ways I can build this show is through short clips. So you put it up on YouTube, and then you put YouTube shorts, like minute-long videos. You got TikTok, minute-long. They got X has videos, Instagram. That's like, these short videos are the best way to grow. So it doesn't do it for me, but it tells me where to clip it, and then I go into Premiere, and then I have to do the actual work. Maybe I can get the agent to do that for me one day. I'm not that good at vibe coding. So, but right now, at the very least, it tells me where. I don't have to go through the files. I can just write, okay, this one says computer stuff. From 19 to 34 seconds, there's a clip. So all I would have to do is find that, clip it. It gives me a caption, so I can just copy paste that caption and then throw that up onto YouTube. It helps me cut down on the time that I'm creating these shorts, and it gives me a guideline, a little cheat sheet, so that I can just bang them out. And it gives you 10 of them, 11, 12. Yeah, here you go. It gives you more options, email, and then it gives you an email campaign. I still have to go in and make these things. So that kind of stinks, but I still have to actually go in and make this stuff. But but this helped. I've used this already. It's already kind of helped me. It's already helped me. I've already used this to make videos and stuff. So I'm pretty. That's my producer agent. That's what helped Codex help make me help with me. We made a producer agent, and it just gives you a little cheat sheet, and then I got to go in there and cut all this. Use the tools. Use Adobe to make the cuts, but then I can put those on YouTube and get the shorts. That goes back to what I was saying about understanding what you're exactly trying to do. And for me, the best thing AI can do for me right now, the best way it can help me and grow is to get this content out. A lot of this content and growth is me on my computer, typing and clicking and doing everything. So the more that it can give me instructions and help me get this content out there, then I'll grow. Maybe one day it'll help me with other aspects of the business, getting the proofs done in an automated way. But it was like I was saying earlier, you have to understand what your problems are for your business and where your needs are and what's the most important aspect and what problem are you trying to solve and how are you going to solve it? And then you ask the computer to do that. And for me, it's growth, it's clients, it's serving CT Corp a billion times a day, and it's just marketing. So I determined that the best thing for me would be to build an agent that helps me with production. So I called it producer agent, and that's what I'm using AI agents for now is to help me produce more content and not to produce the content for me, but just to take what I've done and help me get it out faster. Now let's go back. Let's see if this is still running slow. I wish I had more to show you with my agent, but it's just not ready. My agent's just not ready. I'm still gonna put this video up with me and whatever, but it's just not ready. Okay, let's read. Let's read what I made. You can see right there. I was working this weekend. My assistant is too dumb. I should be able to tell who won a game. Yeah. So I'm working on the Python file to get my agent smarter. That's yeah, that's a struggle. We're going to talk about, tell me about my agent and what we built. Okay. I built a system, a small local agent platform. It's a LLM service, large language model service that you can call like an API. I compiled llama.cpp on my Pi 5. I'm running a Llama server as a system service, and so it's available locally. It's a model in a terminal. Any script can call. It has an agent wrapper, Python agent wrapper that orchestrates the behavior. It decides what to do. It calls the model and calls tools and composes an answer for me. I built a base. My database has a SQLite memory database that stores past interactions in a way that my agent can recall later. So I have a table that has timestamps, text with memory chunks, nuggets of the conversation, and embedding vectors stored as JSON text. You later started evolving the schema. You tried adding a kind column to the label memory types, but I ran into an error. So and then I kind of gave up. How embedding memory work in your setup. You enabled embeddings on llama.cpp, so now your agent can embed some text, store that vector into SQLite. And when you ask something, embed your question, compare your question vector stored to stored vectors using cosine similarity, and pull back the most relevant memories that include them in the prompt. So it's not just the chat history, it's searchable recall. I'm just making it smarter. It makes it agent memory instead of just logs. Okay. A part that I built that matters most, and you didn't realize, you started separating facts from language. That's the core agent pattern. Tools know and models explain. Your agent got sports wrong, but it wasn't because you're dumb. It's because I discovered the biggest trap. If the model answers without evidence, it hallucinates. Yikes. If your tools fail, your agent becomes blind. Yeah, I got a blind agent. That's why your refuse to guess logic emerged. That's a real safety control lever. So that's kind of what when you see it, I couldn't really fetch any readable sources for that right now. Try rephrasing. I think that's kind of where I'm at, is I told it not to hallucinate. And if it can't figure it out, then just don't answer. And so that's just now what the answer it's giving me. I can't even say hello. It should be saying hi back. You should. At least it says bye. Hello. Say hi back. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I have a safety control layer that prevents it from hallucinating by refusing to answer or refusing to guess if it can't find the answer. So now it just refuses everything. It doesn't answer hi. It doesn't answer hello. It doesn't say anything. I mean, that's progress. I'm making progress. I can start the model. I can query the model. I can add embeddings. I built a memory and retrieval. I built a tool loop. It's fragile, and yeah. But yeah, basically this is just how I do it. I do a lot of kind of talking back and forth with Chat GPT, and then I just copy paste stuff, and then put it back into Chat GPT, and it's like that guy said on Twitter, I'm just a copy paste guy. So I'm not a real vibe coder, but we're building something. In the meantime, I've been using the Codex tool because my agent is too dumb. Oh man. So yeah, I'm building. I'm trying to give it memory by creating this database. I also have to fix that problem where it just refuses to answer, which it looks worse than it is because you should have seen the answers it was giving me. It would just, like it was said, it would hallucinate answers, and that's no good. I guess I'd rather have it refuse, even though I'm just saying hi and it shouldn't refuse hi. I got a long way to go. That's why it's important to nail down what you want it to do. And for me, that boils down to marketing. It boils down to I need more clients. I can handle the work. I can make the proofs. I can serve the documents. I can email. I can call and talk on the phone. I need more clients. I need better marketing. So that's what I'm building, a marketing producer AI agent. And we've made a lot of mistakes. We've broken a lot of components. We're getting somewhere. I don't know if we're getting there, but we're getting somewhere. I'm just going to keep you guys updated on this. You're going to see my output increase for sure. You're going to see, now that I'm not sick anymore, you're going to see a lot more output of content. And it's going to be because of this Codex producer agent that we made. That's coming for sure. It works, and I'm happy with it. But we got a long way to go. I'm barely a vibe coder. Whatever. It's fine. All right, everybody. I made it. I talked for an hour. My voice didn't give out. It cracked a couple times. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be a little bit healthier, and I will keep vibe coding. I got a lot of people to serve this weekend. I'll see you Monday. Have a good weekend. Bye.